So welcome to the Black Woman's Guide to Wellbeing. So glad to be back in the space again. We're officially on air and making it happen. I was doing my walk, right? And the topic that came to mind was mindset. What is it? Why is it important? And how do you adjust your mindset? Now, I think about a business like where you have like a fixed mindset or a growth mindset, and that leads to more like with the growth mindset, there's more opportunities for opportunities, and you can shift where you are in your perceptions. But I would love to hear from you, lovely ladies, on what is mindset to you. Let's start with just what is mindset to you?
Okay, so I heard the best quote that I just absolutely love, and I just go by, what you think about, you bring about.
Oh, I love that.
What you focus on, you grow.
Yeah. What you think about, you bring about. So it's very important. So when I think of mindset, I think of whatever is what I'm thinking about, what's resonating in my mind, what is a constant flow that I don't necessarily have to put effort into, that is just there. And so what does that look like? How does that look to me? And so that's what I think when I think about mindset. What about you, Sandra?
And let me ask you, when you ask it, what is the context that you're trying to get? Because mindset is, the most determined women I know are sitting here again, right? And I always compliment them because I'm a real fan of these chicks. They are amazing. It's so amazing. So you had to have a strong mindset. You had to have a clear picture of what you were going to accomplish, and you stayed to get it done. Is that the kind of mindset that you're talking about?
It is. Like I think about what you said, like there's a this very spiritual app called Tut, and it says thoughts become things, choose good ones.
Right.
And so bringing that awareness, and because I have had some challenges and some hurdles, as we all do in life, right? And I definitely was, my mindset was a little upset and maybe distorted and maybe feeling a little defeated. And I know if I'm feeling that way, there could be others as well. Like we sit here and we talk about wellness and well-being, but understand like we're not immune to life. Like life happens to us like it happens to everybody else. And we have those moments where you are riding high and coasting along. And then you have those times where your flight crashes and you got to climb the mountain again, like, oh, the places you will go, right? Like you got to climb. I love that book.
Oh my God, I love it. I love
Motown. A movie.
Oh my God, are they?
They are.
Oh, that is my favorite Dr. Seuss. When I left Motown, one of the friends that I had working with me, she gave me that book and wrote in it, all the places you will go. I looked at it just a couple days ago. That is true. Okay, so then for me, it's the constant battle to disconnect from all of the noise that is like happening in real time. Because I don't know what it is about us Libras, or me in particular. I take a lot of crap that I shouldn't take personally. Like I own the tragedy that's happening, and I had nothing to do with that. So I'm always the exercise, the talking to the friends that elevate you, talking to the people that will encourage you or just call and check on you randomly, and absolutely staying away from toxic, negative energy, negative people, negative conversation. Because I find people just, I don't know why, people just love to poo-poo any and everything that is happening, right? I was talking to somebody about this project that I'm working on, which is trying to leave.
Right.
Well, not everybody can leave, you know. Okay, but it wasn't a challenge to anybody.
Right.
Wow.
It's like, why not say everybody? I just told you about me.
I was like, okay, note to self, no dialogue about anything important with that type of mindset, right? Because it's negative and it brings you down. So I try to surround myself with ladies like you, because you're nothing but love.
Your little Aries in your life.
You had one, not me.
I gave birth to one, right?
A woman.
It's true. So mindset for me is keeping that vibration high, and really fighting off toxicity wherever it comes from.
I love that.
Friends, family.
So I think the next question with that, in the fighting off, is what steps do you take? So for me, I do have a great tribe. We've talked about tribes. I have Sandra, where I'm like, well, she gonna check me anyway. So, but like I have another girlfriend who I was telling you yesterday is a Reiki master, and I was in tears, and I was just like, I'm so tired of knowing rejection. And it was like, well, step back, like look at the higher place, look at what impact do you want to have on the world and the universe, which shifts your mindset and your intention. And for me, what I was guilty of is I was hitching. There's a great book called Hitch Your Wagon to a Dream, and it just talks about how to build a spa business. Okay. Nice plug for you. I don't even know if it's in print anymore, but I was hitching my dreams to things outside of me. So when I get this job, I will be able to do this. And that conversation, the realization was like, no, you don't have to wait for the job. Like you can manifest it, you can create it on your own. But sometimes you need that reminder because you get into your silo, you get into your head, the world just starts coming at you. You know, we know that rejection is redirection and a different purpose, but in that moment it stings and it can be defeating and hurtful, especially when you're like, I'm worthy of it, right? Like I can do it. I wouldn't apply or put the effort in if I knew I couldn't do it. And to be like, no, thank you. Like it was just that moment. And I hadn't even gotten the no thank you yet. The no thank you came the next day, but my spirit knew the no thank you was coming. Right. And so sometimes you just kind of spiral out, right? Like you lose that positive mindset. And so to have, I think really having people that can support you and bring you back and a reminder of your worth and who you are, and then other practices. So I pulled out both coloring books. And I did something with the PhD one, and it was like too blessed to be stressed, and I got a PhD, right? And there's another one that it has the mandalas. So I was coloring those and put on my good music. And I think my son came out and hugged me in that moment. And I was talking to my dad's picture, and I was able in that moment. It was like a complete redirection and a shift and a different perspective. Yep. But sometimes that is outside of ourselves, where we need someone to help us. Like sometimes we can do it for ourselves. Like I can do this. We're going to help make it happen. But sometimes you need that tribe to be like, I know you're down. Cassandra was like, I know you didn't get it, but let me tell you a story.
Right. Yeah. And it enables us, right? Because when we come together, we don't understand how much the energy of others help to boost our
absolutely
right. And so, and I think that, and I was just telling my daughter this, the hardest work that we do and that we should be doing is our own self.
Absolutely.
Right? Our own mindset. Because we are constantly at war with all of our conditioning, with all of the programming that we're constantly, it's a job, is it not? And I'm like, the fact that people have time for anything else other than constantly reworking out those conditionings and the programming that you've been under.
Oh, love you, bless you, bless you. Me and my friend over here had a little... We were in Fiji, which is why you didn't come. I had people at the house last week for little cocktails and stuff. And she was telling us a story about how my man, Hoy, had eaten 2 potatoes.
Oh, okay. But it was my meal prep, like the premise behind it.
Okay,
like,
and so she was going, and my daughter was visiting at the time. So she was in the room. We were all talking, and she was just like, and so I went into therapist mode because I've been doing this work on myself, is the deprogramming, because we are programmed so wildly and we carry this for so long. I've been able to break a lot of it with my daughter because I see how she's totally different from me. Like just freedom to just be and ask because what you want. Oh, you deserve it. What is that? It's mine. And well, that's our Chanel bag, right, mommy? No.
I'm one of us grateful.
You're 14. You should not have a Chanel bag. So, but that's her perspective on the world, because I have not brought to her, you have to get up at 6 and you did all of the things that I despise about my childhood, I was consciously not bringing it on to her. So my friend was in a subconscious space, and she was just commenting on how she was annoyed with her son because he had eaten both of her potatoes and messed up her food prep plan. And I'm going to talk to him when I get home. And I said, potatoes? And she was like, yes. I said, just potatoes, right? That's he just ate 2 potatoes.
It was just annoyed me. You know, it was when you go and you were like, I'm gonna go make this.
But my point to her
I didn't say anything to him.
Right. So she was just venting with us.
I was venting.
That's what I said. I said, okay, well, thank God you don't say anything. Because we always forget that our kids have not been traumatized the way we were traumatized.
Very true.
Even though we believe we've done the work and we've healed to a certain extent, we are wildly coded to not. You know what my rebellion is as an adult against my childhood, on top of all of it? I do not make my bed.
I think we talked about that.
And like, think of how crazy that is, that small, deliberate, dumb shit is like, I'm dying on this mountain, right?
But that's ironing.
So, that's right.
I don't have an iron. I have 3 steamers.
That's right.
I won't touch an iron.
She came to my house to iron patch on her jacket. She doesn't. But so I was saying to her, so what I ended up saying to her was, I have 2 potatoes in my house. I will give you 2 potatoes to replace those potatoes.
I went and bought my own
so that you do not go home
and fuss about
make
it.
My man feel bad about the fact that he lives in the most abundant amount of love and lack of judgment from his mother to the point that he could eat 2 potatoes because their potatoes were at the house. We would have been whipped, not literally, but
no, we might have been literally.
So I was like,
at least would have been cussed out. But
she said her mom did that to her. Or a potato.
I ate a lot. Food was my comfort. But I did, and I texted her. I went and bought a whole bunch of potatoes, and I put mine aside for my meal, which he will eat too, right? But I think it's more of my planning and getting out of that.
The mindset. The
mindset.
Shift that mindset.
Exactly.
That belongs to you. Because you didn't traumatize him. The food.
I try not to.
He eats whatever he wants to eat, and he doesn't care. Mine doesn't eat enough. So I'm always like,
well, I mean, that's why I was late this morning, literally, because I was like, I'll go to the store after I drop something home, and he was like, I'm gonna need you to go now. Like, I'm hungry. And like, there's minimal, and I was like, well, I guess that's kind of true. So let me go.
So we've shifted the mindset that we grew up with.
Definitely,
so we do not pass that on to him. I know we failed in certain places, but for the most part,
we're still trying.
There's no fear, right? Because I said to my daughter one time when she was little, and this is when I knew that I was winning that game. She was doing something, and I was like, "Do you want a spanking?" She did not miss a beat. She said, "For real or for fake?" And I said, good job, Sandra.
Yeah.
And she is
no. She don't even know her life
under the bed. They wouldn't even ask if you want to whip in. It would have been pow to the back of the head. And you were unprepared for that. So those little things is how I know that we've been able to shift that mindset
around the parenting.
Right. But then also getting that reminder, which we call it a check. Right?
Oh, we get checked.
My daughter just checked me the other day.
Just the other day, I get checked like 5 times a day because she's a little bit older. I'm in the throes of the teenage.
But I have to check myself before I let it come out.
Oh, so, yeah. Because I'm like, if I say it, I really think you're going to cry, so I ain't going to say it.
So, but she texts me because we're planning another trip. Going to South France next month.
I know.
And and my son is going. So he's 19. He's into the fashions of what is excellent here.
Yes.
So especially in the European fashion.
Yes, absolutely.
However, it's a little different for me. And I was like, hey, so when we go, can you just like dress like, not look like you're homeless? Right? And my daughter just was like, well, Mom, what he's wearing is trending. And I was like, no, okay. And then she and then after he left, she texted me even more and was like, and I was like, Okay, noted. So ended up apologizing to him and just saying, hey, I apologize. And I was just like, wow, I just got checked. And instead of me jumping on the defense and being like, excuse me, am I who are you talking to? I just was like, noted. Listen, noted. Yes. Noted. Yes. And so learning to change the mindset, right? Because what is the main thing is that I'm a parent, you just listen to what I say, right? That was the mindset that we grew up with as though children. So and in my house, it was, oh, you can speak your mind, but if you find yourself picking yourself up off the floor, then you know that you said something wrong, right? And so that's how it was in my house. So I was like, okay, I ain't gonna knock my kids out, but I do want to give them the opportunity to feel as though that they can speak their mind. So my daughter, that's what she grew up with, like knowing that she would be able to speak. And I was like, okay, so she's speaking. I don't get on the defense. I have to not always feel like I need to get on the defense and feel like, wait a minute, I'm the mom. You don't get to talk to me like that, right? Because that's not true, right?
Yeah, it's not. She's her whole person.
Exactly.
And she has her perspective.
Exactly.
And I was telling Cherie also in that little potato incident, because what used to happen in our lives, and I get it for her, right? I get it. For her, you, me, all of us, is that children do the most benign things, right? So we treat children in two ways. You need to be invisible, or you need to stop being guilty of all the shit that you shouldn't be guilty of, right? So children are just existing. Their cognition is not, I would tell her.
No frontal lobe, it's not developed.
Parents sometimes used to act like we did something deliberately to upset them.
Yes.
And we did it. You did it on purpose.
We were on,
You're trying me. You are trying me.
Yes.
Now, okay?
Yes.
You are trying.
But you know what I will say?
I got a little meltdown just hearing the words again.
is that I do remember being 15 years old and being a freshman, and there was just a lot going on in my household. And I remember coming and eating, like, he ate 2 potatoes at a separate time. I ate 2 potatoes and 4 hot dogs at one time, right? And so it was stressing and comfort eating.
Yeah.
And I remember those moments. So I say to him, like, are you okay? Are you stressed? Is there something that's bothering you? Is there something you need to talk about? Because I remember the stress of being in high school and all the things that come with that and trying to fit in. And you're playing football, you're playing the instrument, you're doing this, you're doing that. You're looking at girls, you're looking at you, you're looking at girls differently. Let's hash it out. Now, probably to the point
I'm hungry. That's why I ate them.
hungry and tired.
I was hungry this moment. That was it. I was hungry and I fell asleep right after.
Exactly. But the key thing about that action with your children, your and mine, is they have a freedom that we did not have.
They do.
We in spite, and we all have done the things that our parents did, because you can't help that.
Right.
Right. I heard do what I said and do what I said and not what I do.
Yeah.
Is like, oh gosh, I can't believe I use that line, but okay, we're gonna have to use it. We have allowed them to have space to just be a person with no intention that was not, you weren't trying to deliberately piss me off.
Right.
You weren't thinking
about me.
Exactly. But our programming taught us that they felt like we were the worst. And I still get triggered so badly when I hear people call children, that's a little badass child. There is no such damn thing. That's just a child who has a different personality than the other sibling or the cousin. And please allow them the freedom to be themselves. Because we were so tightly wound, right? Like they were trying to control our thoughts. Basically when we were children. Like
what's going on in your head?
You don't have thoughts. Don't look at me like
what's going on in your way?
Why are you looking at me like that? My eye just wandered.
That's it. What you staring up in his face for? What's wrong with you?
Like everything was an issue. So I'm always like, I said to my daughter a couple days ago, because she is the exact opposite of me. While I don't make my bed, I am a clean fanatic. My house is. That's right. But that's my psychosis. You go to her room and the tornado hits.
I say nothing.
I've learned to say like,
can you pick up the water?
No, I don't even know that.
Because when you move, it crunches, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're partying and doing your PlayStation, it wakes me up. So can you collect the water bottles? And you have company coming. So that is always like, can you do all this?
I have been able to release it. I go into palpitations, but I step over everything. When I go to her room, I just step over everything. I leave and I close the door. And I say to myself, because that's the way she lives. She doesn't live the way.
Yeah,
I live the way I live because it was brought on by fear.
3 boys.
yeah.
3.
Got
Daughter, pristine. The boys, it's just a
the
tornado.
boys. I swear, one time it was a mildewing towel in the dirty clothes hamper in the closet.
It's true.
Do you not smell that? I smelled it before I even opened
The door.
your door. Like, do you understand when you get in the shower and you dry yourself off, you don't take the wet towel and put it in the dirty clothes and then pile a bunch of other stuff. I just used to, when they would be in school, when I get fed up, I would just go and I would make a huge pile of everything that was out in the middle of the floor and say, and you got to put that all away. I would clean the entire room. Everything would be nice. And it would be just this huge pile in the middle of the floor. And I would say, and you get to put that up.
That's progress because some people would have gotten a whipping.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I do laundry. But guess what I don't do? Put your clothes up.
Oh no, you do your own laundry.
I'm not putting right. And so this was the mindset because like growing up, my mom like she did laundry, she folded it, she ironed everything and then folded it and then put it away. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't care what you say. I don't like laundry. Do I like clean clothes? Absolutely. I will wash those bad boys all day long. And then the hamper, I will buy new hampers to put the clean clothes in because I don't feel like putting them bad boys out. We won't even talk about the fact, and if my daughter say anything, I'll cut her. I don't have no room in a closet. I don't have no
I know she is our producer.
in a closet to even hang anything else up. So that's why you actually got it in the hamper because you ain't got no room to hang them dang on clothes up anyway, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm not allowed to bring any more clothes into the house.
So just thinking about that and getting to a space where, you know what, I go over to my son's house. The house is a mess.
Mind your business.
I just started cleaning.
Mind your. I do that too.
I didn't even say nothing. I just started cleaning.
You and not.
I ask. I'll go to their house.
He wants me to.
Please do it.
He wants me to. I just go in and he's like, and then he comes in. I love you so much. I'm like, you already know I'm coming to visit you. I can't even stand 5 minutes here and see the fact that you cooked. I could tell you cooked at least 2 days ago and everything is still on the stove. It's still on the stove.
And my thing is always, could you put some water in that crunchy pan?
Please.
Some water.
It'll soften everything. It'll soften. No.
And the smartphone, just spray it. Spray it.
That is the gift. That is the gift
Of a changed mindset.
Oh my goodness. I'm telling you that because
no judgment,
Understanding,
and understanding,
listening ear.
Because the other thing that they never took into consideration, which we all do now, is how was your mental health?
Yeah.
Like
How
mentally
are you feeling?
how were you in that space, right? But again, it was like
it didn't matter because you didn't get asked.
So
You didn't.
did you even think about your mental health? Like that wasn't even a conversation.
no.
It was you're just gonna do the things that you need to do to get to the places you need to be. It was not how am I feeling in this moment? How am I processing?
Which are so important.
What is it doing?
And so again, I don't want to talk about other cultures because I think it's, I have 2 cultures under my belt, Latin and Black, and it's the same over there.
Yeah.
Right? So, this change that needs to happen, that is gradually happening, I welcome it. I'm super excited. I think it's the greatest thing that we could do is be aware, realize that you deserve more for being on this rock, right? Because a lot of time it seems like people's well-being physically and mentally is sort of kind of depending upon, what kind of person are you?
Mm-hmm.
It's irrelevant,
Mm-hmm.
right? Nobody deserves trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody deserves abuse. Nobody deserves to be treated badly.
Absolutely.
So as we keep going and as we keep growing and because my whole thing is, we just got to stop traumatizing the next generation. And that was my idea when I had my kid. I was like, okay, my only job is not to mess her up.
I'm gonna do my best.
Or better yet, if we work on ourselves,
oh, look at you.
and then teach them how to work on that.
And they see it, right?
Absolutely.
Guess what? Because I promise you, if you just spent time worrying about yourself, you ain't got time to worry about nothing else. You have no time to worry about anything else outside of you, because you are spending the time to work on yourself. And then those around you are going to come to recognize it, and they're going to start doing it for themselves.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
And if
By example.
I'm telling you,
Yes.
what did Gandhi say? Be the change you want to see in the world.
So
If
Yes.
you start changing you,
Yes.
then the world in
Yes.
which you are perceiving,
Change.
because it's all about a perception, right?
absolutely.
Will change.
Yes.
And that is what is significant and important about this mindset, right? Be the change you want to see. Stop trying to think that you're supposed to be changing the world, because it ain't your job.
It's how
doesn't
you
work
show
that
up.
way.
It's not
That exactly.
And your mindset and
By
your
example.
approach to it all. Ladies, always such a great conversation. Thank you so much for joining us today. Until next time, be well.
Be well.